Hi everyone, in this video I am going to solve Cambridge O-Levels Mathematics T Paper 2 calculated in a session May-June 2025 Paper 2-2. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1. The diagram shows a part of a pattern with the rotational symmetry of order 4. Complete the diagram. Okay, so this diagram has a rotational symmetry of order 4. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, it means when you rotate the shape about some reference point 360 degree, it appears the same 4 times. So that is why its order is 4, right? Okay, so we can see that this is a straight line, so this is also, we can draw a straight line with the two blocks. So here the two blocks. Now here you can see, if this is a line, then this box is in front of the line, back of the line, right? Now this is front of the line, now the next one would be the back of the line, this one would be the shaded one. So now this diagram has a rotational symmetry of order 4. When you rotate this diagram about the center by 360 degree, it appears the same 4 times. That is why its order is 4. Okay, question number 2, part A. Write 18,012 in figures. 18,012. Okay, now for part B, write down a prime number between 21 and 30, any prime number. So 20 and 30. So 21 is not a prime number because 3 times 7 is 21. 22 is not a prime number. It appears in 11 times table. 23 is a prime number. Yes, so we can see 23. You can pick any prime number between 20 and 30. Now for part C, find the reciprocal of 1 by 9. Reciprocal of 1 by 9 is 9 by 1. Or we can say just 9. Question number 3, part A. Write the ratio in its simplest form. So for this, you can see this is in milliliters and this one is in the liters. So we have to convert both of the quantities in 1 unit, right? As we know that 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliters, right? Okay, so let me convert both of them into liters or into milliliters. This is your choice. Okay, so this is milliliters. What? Okay, let's do this. What is 2.5 liters? This is in liters. This is 2.5 times by 1000 milliliters, and that would be equals to 2500. Your calculator is allowed. We can do 2.5 times 1000, which is 2500 milliliters. So we can write this down as 175 milliliters ratio 2500 milliliters. Now both have the same units. We can cancel the units, milliliters with milliliters, and we have to convert them into simplest form. This is 175 and ratio 2500. Okay, as you can see, the ending number is 0 and here the ending digit is 5. When the ending digit is 0 and 5, it is divisible by a number 5. Or we can say 175 over 2500 in its simplest form is 7 out of 100. This is 7 and this is 100. Since calculator is allowed, so you can use this. If it is not allowed, then you have to keep dividing by 5 to get this into simplest form. Okay, now part B. Den, Eric and Fatika shares $540 in the ratio of 4, 5 and 3. Find the amount that Erica receives. Okay, so the total share is this much. Okay, 540, and the total ratio is 4 plus 5 plus 3. 4 plus 5 is 9, 10, 11, 12. This would be 12. This total is in the ratio is 12. So it means if the ratio of 12 is equals to 540, and that for Erica the ratio is 5, then Erica and Fatika, right? So Erica is 5. So if 12 is equals to 540, what 5 is equals to? 5 is equals to 540 divided by 12 and times it by 5. How I got this? So this is 12. So you have to divide both sides by 12. This side would be 1 and this is 540 over 12. Now you have to make for a ratio of 5. So times 1 by 5 and times both sides by 5. I hope this makes sense now. Okay, so this is 540 divided by 12 and times it by 5. Yes, this is 225 is Erica's share. Question number 4, find the value of x and the value of y. All right. Okay, so for the value of x, as you can see, these two are interior angles, and we know that interior angles add up to 180. Okay, so we can say the angle x and 128, its sum should be equals to 180, so x should be equals to 180 minus 128. All right, so we can say 180 minus 128, this is equals to 52 degrees. So the angle x is 52 degrees. We have done with x. Okay, now to solve for y, so for x we use the concept of interior angles. Interior angles add up to 180. These two are interior angles. Okay, if I look at this angle 128 and this angle is also equals to 128. Why? Because these two are vertically opposite angles. These are vertically opposite angles, right? So they are equals to 128 degrees. Okay, now this shape look like a parallelogram, and we know that opposite angles of parallelograms are equal. So y and 128, they are equal, so angle y is 128. I hope this makes sense now. Question number 5, convert 6.1 meter square to centimeter square. Okay, 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. 1 meter square equals to 100 centimeter, it's square. It's 1 square is 1, it's meter square. 100 square is 10,000 with 4 zeros, centimeter square, right? So what about 6.1 meter square? So we can say 6.1 meter square, we can multiply both sides by 6.1. This is 6.1 times 10,000 centimeter square. So this term times 6.1, this is 61,000 centimeter square. Question number 6, in a survey, students are asked to choose their favorite type of movies. The table shows the results. The type of movie is romance, thrill, science fiction, and others. The relative frequency we have given. Part A, complete the relative frequency of students choosing thrill movies. As we know that the sum of the relative frequency is equals to 1. The relative frequency sum is equals to 1, which is a sum of the romance. The thrill is, let's say, x. Science fiction 0.35, and for others is 0.3. So this one would be equals to 0.1, 0.35, and 0.3. This is 0.75. 0.75 plus x. So what is for thrill x? X should be equals to 1 minus 0.75. One takeaway answer, which is 0.25. So for thrill is 0.25. All right. Now for part B, 500 students take part in a survey. The total number of students are 500. Calculate the number of students who choose science fiction. Science fiction relative frequency is 0.35. And times it by 500 students, you will get the expected numbers. Okay, 0.35 times by 500 is 175 students choose science fiction out of 500 students. Question number 7, Chris wants to exchange $350 into euros at a bank. The bank only gives euros in a multiple of 5 euros. Okay, the exchange rate is $1 equals to this much euros. Calculate the number of euros he receives and his change from $350. Okay, so if $1 equals to 0.92 euros, what about $350? In terms of euros is 350 times it by 0.92. Let me simplify. 350 times 0.92 is 322. So this much is 322 euros. Chris receives in euros is 322. Okay, so he exchanged $350 into euros and he received 322 euros from $350 according to the given exchange rate. Now we have to find his change from $550. Now the change is the bank only gives euros in a multiple of 5, right? So this much euros he will receive. So he will get a 5 euro note each time, right? So if we can say 320 divided by 5, 320 over 5, so he will receive 64. He will receive 64 notes of 5 euros, right? And the remaining left is 2. 320 plus 2 would be 322. So the change he will get is just 2, and there would be 64 notes of 5 euros and just 2 coins of 2 euros. Sorry, we have to convert the change in dollars, not in euros. So the change of $2, change of 2 euros into dollars. Okay, do the same exchange rate. So $1 is 0.92 euros. What about 2 euros? 2 euros is 2 over $0.92. We simplify. 2 divide 0.92. This would be 2.1774. This much is a change in dollars. Question number 8, calculate the interior angle of a regular octagon. As we know that octagon has 8 sides. Measure of interior angle of octagon equals to number of sides minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree divided by the number of sides, and that would be equals to 8 take away 2 into 180 divided by 8. Okay, 8 take away 2 is 6. 6 times 180 divided by 8. This is 135 degrees is each interior angle of a regular octagon. Question number 9, part A. On the Venn diagram, shade the region represented by A intersection B complement. This is a set A, this is set B. So A intersection B is this region, and its complement is a region outside of this. Let me shade this because they asked to have to shade the region. So A intersection B is just this region, and its complement is all of the region other than that. Okay. All right. Now for part B, in a class of 22 students, total number of students are 22. Keep this in mind. 12 play piano, 9 play guitar, 6 do not play piano or guitar. Find the number of students who play both the piano and the guitar. You may use the Venn diagram to help you. All right. So total number of students are 22. Keep this in mind. Let's say this would be the piano and this would be the guitar. 12 is the piano. This whole thing is 12. So if we can say this is 12 minus some x, and this is the intersection is the x, and the guitar is 9 minus x. So the number of students who play both the piano and the guitar is, let's say, x. X are the number of students who play both, right? So x is number of students who play both. So what would be over here? In 12, take away that x. Over here, 9, take away x. And 6 do not play both. 6 is outside. And the total sum is equals to 22. Let me do this. 12 minus x plus 9 minus x plus 6. This would be equals to 22. Positive x and negative x is cancelled out. So 12, 9 and 6. We have to add them up. 12 plus 9 plus 6 is 27. 27 minus x is 22. Okay, so 27 take away 22 equals to x. It's 5. Okay, x is equals to 5. So we can say there are 5 students who play both the piano and the guitar. So you can write this down over here are 5. Question number 10, simplify. Okay, so this is 7. So what is x? X to the power 2, and shifting this power to the numerator, it is minus 3. And for y, you have a power of 5, and shift this to the numerator, it becomes minus 2. So that is 7 x to the power minus 1 and y to the power 3. Or we can say 7y cube over x. Question number 11, part A. Zaya invest $4,500 in a saving account. Okay, the account pays a simple interest at a rate of 3.2% per year. Calculate the value of investment at the end of 5 years. So for simple interest, its formula is E equals to P into 1 plus RT. We have to solve for A. P's investment, which is $4,500. 1 plus interest rate is 3.2, sorry, over 100 because it is in percent, and the amount of years are 5. Simplify this. 3.2 divided by 100 times it by 5, add up with 1 times 4,500. This is $5,220 is his value of investment at the end of 5 years. Now for part B, Aisha invests 2,750 in a different account, saving account. The account pays a compound interest at a rate of 2.1% per year. Calculate the total amount of interest she receives at the end of 3 years. So for compound interest, we have A equals to P into 1 plus R to the power T. So you have to solve for A. Investment is 2,750. 1 plus interest rate is 2.1%. So dividing by 100, and the time is 3 years. Simplify, so we can say 2.1 dividing by 100, add up with 1, take its exponent of 3 times 2750. This would be amount is 2926.914. Okay, now we have to find the total amount of interest. So the total amount of interest, it means from the I would be the total amount of interest. From the amount you have to subtract the investment. So 2926.914 subtract 2750. That would be the amount of interest. Okay. This term subtract 2750. The amount of interest is $176.9. Amount of interest 176.9. Question number 12, factorize this. Okay, we have hx, fy, fx, and hy. Okay, so we have to make them, we can make these two same. 7hx minus 21 fx and 6fy minus 2hy. Okay, x is common in both and 7 is common. 7 and x is common, so we are left with h minus 7 times 3 is 12, 7 times 3 is 21, and f. Okay, and let's say we have, what is number is common, we The common one is y is common and 2 is common. 2y, so 2 times 3 is 6. F minus 2y is common, just h is left. Now you can see the both factors are not same. H minus 3f and 3f minus h. So you have to take negative sign common as well to make them same. Minus 2y, you have to do common. So h is positive and 3f would be negative. So the factors are h minus 3f is one factor, and the other factor is 7x minus 2y. So these are the two factors. Question number 13. A bag contained 9 red counters and 3 green counters. Lee takes 2 counters from the bag at random without replacement, without putting them back. Complete the tree diagram, the first counter and the second counter. So the red counters are 9 out of the total 12, and the green counters we have given are 3 out of 12. Okay, red, he again took the red. So 9, 1 is already taken. So 8 counters are left out of 11 counters. Red, he took green. The greens are the same 3 and 11 are left now because without replacement. Now from green, took the red. Red are 9 counters. Now 11 are left. Green and then green. Before the green are 3. Now 2 greens are left out of 11. Part B, work out the probability that both counters are red. Red, red. 9 out of 12 and 8 out of 11. 9 over 12 times 8 over 11. Simplify. We have 9 times 8 is 72. 12 times 11 is 132. 72 divided by answer is 6 over 11. That would be the probability. Question number 14. PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. PQRS is a quadrilateral inside a circle. APB. This is tangent to the circle at point P. Okay. This angle is 37. This is 85. All right. Now for part A, find the angle PQS. Where is PQS? P, Q, and S. This angle we have to work on. Okay. So that angle is also equals to 37 degrees. How this angle is 37? Here I use the concept of alternate segment theorem. Alternate segment theorem says that the angle between the tangent and the chord. So this is the tangent line and this is a chord, right? The angle between the tangent and, sorry, this is a chord. This chord and this tangent. Angle between the tangent and the chord is equals to the angle in its alternate segment. Okay, find the angle QRS for part B. Q, R, and S. This is Q, this is R, and this is S. This angle we have to work on. All right. So here, if we can see the triangle P, Q, and S. We don't know the angle P, we know the angle Q is 37, angle S is 85, and sum of all angles of this triangle add up to 180. Let me solve for angle P. So we can say angle P plus angle Q is 37 plus angle S is 85. This sum is equals to 180 degree. So angle P would be equals to, from 180, we have to subtract the sum of 37 and 85. This is 122. 122. Now from 180, take away 122 is 58. So angle P is 58 degrees. All right. So now this angle is 58. So look at this cyclic quadrilateral PQRS. In a cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles add up to 180. This angle P and angle R is opposite. So they add up to 180. Right. So we can say in cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles adds up to 180 degree. Opposite angle is angle P and angle R. Their sum is 180. Angle P and the sum of angle R should be equals to 180. We have done with angle P, which is 58, plus angle R equals to 180. So what is angle R? Angle R is from 180, you have to take away 58. Okay, 180 minus 58, this is 122. So this angle is 122 degrees. Question number 15. These are the first 4 patterns in a sequence made from black beads and from white beads. Pattern 1, 2, 3, and 4. Part A. Complete the table for pattern 5. Number of pattern numbers, number of white beads, and total number of beads. The white beads, they counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then 7, and then 9, and then 11. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 plus 2 is 14. 11, 12, 13, 9, 10, and 11. 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 11 plus 2 makes 13. Okay, so the total number of beads we have to just count. We have 6, and then 10, and then 15, and then 21. Let's make a relation between them as well. I guess we have to add 6 plus 4, we added 4 to make 10. In 10 we add 5, and then we add 6, and then we add 7, so it is 28. Each time you have to add one more number, right? Now for part B, find an expression for number 1, the number of white beads in pattern N. White beads are 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and so on. Let's make their difference. The difference is adding to each time. So as you can see, the difference is same. So it is an arithmetic progression. So it is an arithmetic progression, and it has a formula. AN equals to A plus N minus 1 into D. AN, the nth term is, A is the first term of the sequence, which is 5, plus N minus 1. D is the common difference, which is equals to 2. 5 plus 2n minus 2. So 5 take away 2 is 3 plus 2n. That would be the nth term for the white beads in pattern N. Now for second part, the total number of beads in pattern N. The total number of beads. Okay. Total number of beads we have is 6, 10, 15, 21, 28. Find out the differences, adding 4, then add 5, then add 6, then add 7. Okay, the first difference is not constant. Let's check the second difference, adding 1 in 5 to get 6, adding 1 in 6 to get 7. So the second difference is constant. Since the second difference is constant, it means it is a quadratic sequence. Okay. So the quadratic sequence is an square plus bn plus c. And how do we get the value of a, b, and c? So what is a? A is basically the second difference and divided by 2. The second difference is 1 and divided by 2. That is my a. Now, the second equation we make is 3 times of a plus b would be the first term of the first difference, which is equals to 4. So 3a value is 1 by 2 plus b is equals to 4. From here you can solve for b. So we can say b would be equals to 4, take away 3 by 2. Yeah. 4 minus 3 by 2, this is 5 by 2. So b value is 5 by 2. Let me solve for c. The next equation for c, the sum of all 3 would be equals to the first term of the sequence, which is 6. A is 1 by 2, b is 5 by 2, plus c, this would be equals to 6. 5 plus 1 would be 6 over 2, plus c would be equals to 6. 2 times 3 would be 6. C is 6 minus 3. Now c would be equals to 3. Yeah. So the nth term for this would be, just plug the values of a, b, c over here. I'm writing the nth term over here. We can say a is 1 over 2 n square plus 5 over 2 n plus 3. This would be the nth term for this sequence. So if you can take n equals to 1, n is 1. Okay, the first term, how can we simplify the first term? 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2 plus 3. So you will get the first term of the sequence. When n is 2, so 1 by 2 times 2. 1 by 2 times 2 times 2 is 4 plus 5 by 2 and times by 2 is just 5. 5 and plus 3, this makes 10. Yes, this is the formula for the total number of beads for the sequence and sorry, the pattern n. Now part C says Bill has 88 white beads but lots of black beads. Okay, white beads are only 88, but there are lots of black beads. Pattern P is the largest possible pattern he can make using these beads. Work out the value of P. All right, so in this part, we have given that the white beads are 88 and the black beads are lots of black beads. Okay, so we know that for the nth term for the white beads, we have done this expression in part A. For white beads, the nth term is 3 plus 2n. Okay, let me write this down. Okay, so for the white beads, the nth term is 2n plus 3 and the total white beads are 88. N is replacing with P, that is the largest possible pattern we have to find out. So 2P would be equals to 88, take away 3, this was 85 and P is equals to 85 divided by 2. Okay, let me simplify what is 85 over 3. It's 2. 85 over 2 is 42.5. 42.5, so the largest possible pattern we can pick the whole number, which is 42. Question number 16. The population of Kenya is this much people. The area of Kenya is this square kilometer. The population density is number of people per square kilometer. Calculate the population density of Kenya. So the population density is basically equals to the number of people, means the population, which is 5.71 times 10 to the power 7. Per means divide, square kilometer means the area, which is 6 times 10 to the power 5. All right, simplify, we have 5.71 out over 6 times 10 to the power 7 minus 5. So let me simplify. 5.71 divided by 6 is 0.9516 times 10 to the power 2. Times it by 10 to the power 2. This is gonna be 95.167 people per square kilometers. Okay. Question number 17, part A. We have given the function f of x. Find f of negative 8. Just substitute x equals to negative 8. So f of negative 8 would be equals to 10. 10 minus 8. 10 minus minus 8. Let me do it again. Okay, so here f of minus 8, it becomes just x is replacing with negative 8. So 10 minus x is negative 8 divided by 3. So negative times negative is positive. So 10 plus 8 over 3. 10 plus 8 is 18 over 3. 3 times 6 is 18. So the simplified answer is 6. Moving to part B, we have a function g of x, and the question is to find the inverse of g of x. There are some steps to get the inverse of the function, which is the first step is y equals to the function g of x. Then switching the variables, x would be equals to 4y plus 3. Switch the y with x, switch the x with y. Now the next step is to solve for y. So x, we have to shift this term, x minus 3. Shifting the 3 on the other side, it becomes 4y. And x minus 3 divided by 4, this is my y. And that y is my g inverse of x. So g inverse of x would be x minus 3 over 4. Question number 18. 300 students take part in a competition. So the total number of students are 300. Keeping in mind, the table shows information about their scores, the scores and the frequency. Calculate an estimate of the mean score, right? We know that the mean is sum of fx divided by the total. So f is this frequency. And what is x? X is the midpoint of intervals. Midpoint of 0 and 30 is 15 is the midpoint. 30 and 40, 35 is the midpoint. 40 and 60, 50 is the midpoint. 60 and 70, 65 is the midpoint. 70 and 100, let me simplify. 70 plus 100 divided by 2, 85 is the midpoint. Okay, now let me do the product of f with x, fx. Product of 24 and 15, 360. Product of 70 and 35, 2450. Product of 88 and 50, 4400. Product of 76 and 65, 76 and 65. This is 4940. Product of 42 and 85, 3570. Okay. Now let me do the sum of fx, which is 360 plus 2450 plus 4400 plus 4940 plus 3570. Divide the whole thing with the total number of students, which are 300. Now let me simplify this. Just add them up. So 360 plus 2450 plus 4400 plus 4940 and 3570 divided by 300. This is gonna be 52.4. So 52.4 is the estimated mean score. Okay, moving to part B, we have on the grid complete the histogram to represent the data in the table. For histogram, we need frequency density, and we know that frequency density is equals to frequency over the class width. Okay, so we have the frequencies, but we don't have the class width. Class width is basically the difference between these intervals. Difference of 0 and 30 is 30. 30 and 40 is just 10. 40 and 60, the difference is 20. So that is the class width. Let's make another table for this. Okay, so first we have to write down the frequencies, then we have to write down the class width, and then we have to write down the frequency density, which is a division of frequency and the class width. Okay, so here is a table. The frequencies you can see are 24, 70, 88, 76, and 42. Let me rewrite. The frequencies are 24, 70, 88, 76, and 42. Let's work on the frequency densities. The difference between the interval 30 minus 0 is 30. 40 minus 30 is 10. 60 minus 40 is 20. 70 minus 60 is 10. And 100 minus 70 is 30. So the first frequency density is 30. And then we have 10. The difference of 40 and 60 is 20. 60, 70 difference is 10. 70 and 100 the difference is 30. Now let's work on the frequency density, which is a division of frequency and the class width. So frequency divided by the class width, we will get the frequency densities. Let's work on this. 24 divides 30. This is 0.8 is the frequency density. 70 over 10 is just 7. 88 over 20 is equals to 4.4. 76 over 10 is 7.6. 42 over 30 is 1.4. Okay, so as you can see in the histogram, the first interval is from 0 to 30. Okay, this is 0. And here we have 30 in the middle of 20 and 40. We have a 30. Between 0 to 30, the frequency density is 0.8. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, here is 1. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1 is over here. So each block represents 0.2, right? So what here is 0.8? This is 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. Let me draw the line. Here we have 0.8 between the interval 0 to 30. Okay, the next interval is between 30 to 40. and you can see it's 30 to 40. The frequency density is 7. Okay, it's 7. You can see in the middle of 6 and 8, it's 7. It's already done. The next interval is between 60 to 70. 40 to 60. This is 40 and this is 60. What is the frequency density? 44.4. Okay. Here we have 4, 4.2 and 4.4. This line between 40 to 60. Here is 40 and here is 60. Okay, the fourth interval is 60 to 70. Here is 60 and we have a 70 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here is 70. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Yes, it's 70. It's 7.6. Here we have 7, 7.2, 7.4 and 7.6. Over there, yes. Between 60 to 70, it's 7.6. And the last interval is from 70 to 100. This is gonna be 1.4. 70 to 100, 1.4. Okay, here we have 1. Okay, 1.2 and 1.4. This line. Okay, so this is how the histogram look like. Question number 19, part A. Complete the table of values for this function. When x is -3, we have to solve for y. Just plug it into the calculator and simplify this. -3 cube and minus 5 into -3 and plus 4. So it's -8. Okay, part B, draw the graph of the function for x is between -3 to +3. Okay, for -3 it is -8 downward. You can easily see. -3, it's -8. It's -10, -9 and -8. This point, -2, it's 6. Okay, the 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. -1, it's 8. Okay, this is 6, 7 and 8. For 0, it is 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And for 1, it is 0. For 2, it is 2. 1 and 2. And for 3, it is 16. Okay, it's on the top. Okay, 16, it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 over here. Let me join them. Okay, this is how the graph look like. Yes. All right, now for part C, by drawing a suitable straight line on a grid, find the solutions of the equation. Right. So this is the equation. We have to draw the suitable straight line, and in the question, this would be the equation. Let me rewrite the equation over here. And we have to compare. When y equals to x cube minus 5x plus 4, that is the original one, right? X cube minus 5. What is x cube minus 5x? Y minus 4. Shifting the 4 on the other side, this becomes x cube minus 5x. We got this value of x cube minus 5x. Its value is y minus 4. Plug it over here. This is y minus 4, x cube minus 5x. This is y minus 4 and then -3 equals to 0. So we have y minus 7 equals to 0. So y would be equals to 7. So that is the straight line. Okay, where is y equals to 7? Let me draw the straight line. Here we have y equals to 7 is 9, 8 and 7. Okay, here is a straight line. Y equals to 7. Now we have to find out 3 solutions. Okay, it intersects at this point. It intersects at this point. And it intersects at this point. Let's figure out the points. Okay, 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0.75. It's negative 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, negative 1.7, and 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and 2.4. These are the three solutions. Question number 20. A, B, C, D, and E, F, G, D are rectangles. A, B, C, D, E, F, E, G, D. Okay. Part A, number 1, show that CD is x minus 1. This is C to D. We have to show this. Okay. If we look at the bigger rectangle, E, F, G, and D. So we know that this side is 2x minus 3. This side is also equals to 2x minus 3. D to G is also 2x minus 3, and EF is also 2x minus 3. So this side 2x minus 3, this is a sum of D to C and x minus 2. This side and this. So we know that EF is also DG. So this whole length is 2x minus 3, which is a sum of D to C or C to D and x minus 2. Okay, so 2x minus 3, shifting this, it's minus x, shifting this, it becomes plus 2. This is CD or DC. This is, both are okay. So now we have to simplify. The CD becomes 2x minus 3 and plus 2. This is x minus 1. It is proved. 2x minus x is just x, and minus 3 plus 2 is just negative 1. Moving to the second part, the area of a rectangle ABCD is 1 by 5 of the area of the rectangle EFGD. Form an equation in x and show that it simplifies to this equation. Okay, so we have, this is a statement. We have to make an equation with the help of this statement. Okay, so first we have to figure out the area of a rectangle. Area of a rectangle is equals to length times width. Area of rectangle ABCD. Okay, so this length we have done is x minus 1. What is this length? This is x plus 3. X and this plus 3. This is also x plus 3 now. Okay, so area of a rectangle ABCD. Here is A, B, C, and D. What is its area? This is length, this is width. 3 into x minus 1. 3 into x minus 1. This is 1/5 of area of the bigger one. This is the bigger one, right? So its area is 2x minus 3 into x plus 3. Its area is 2x minus 3 into x plus 3. We have to make an equation. Okay, now this is 3x minus 3 is 1/5 of, we have to simplify, 2x into x is 2x square. 2x into 3, 2 times 3 is 6x minus 3x, and minus 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, 5 is cross multiplied. 5 times 3 is 15. X minus 15 equals to 2x square plus 3x and minus 9, because 6x and minus 3x simplify to 3x, right? Okay, shifting all the terms on the other side, it becomes 0 over here. So 2x square plus 3x minus 9. These terms stays the same. Shifting these terms, it becomes negative, it becomes positive. Minus 15x square and plus 15. So this is 0 equals to 2x square. This is 3x and this is 15x. So 3 take away 15 is 13, 14, 15. It's 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, negative 12x. And 9 and 15. 15 minus 9, 6 equals to, okay, this is already equals to 0. Okay, we have to make this equation where the x square coefficient is 1. So we have to divide throughout the equation by 2. We can say dividing by 2. So 2 is dividing by 2, 2x square over 2, 12x over 2, 6 over 2 equals to 0 over 2. So this is x square. 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 3 is 6, and 0 dividing by 2 is just 0. So x square minus 6x plus 3. It is exactly the same. Question. Now for part B. Number 1, use a quadratic formula to solve this equation. Quadratic formula, okay. You must show all your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal place. Okay, let me apply the quadratic formula. So here the a value is 1, the coefficient of x square is a, the b value is the coefficient of x, and the constant term is the c. Okay, quadratic formula is x is equals to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac divides 2a. Okay, we have ABC, just plug over here. X would be equals to negative of b is minus 6 plus minus square root b square is minus 6 square minus 4 into a into c divided by 2 times of a, which is 1. Okay, x would be equals to 6 plus minus root. Simplify. It's 36. Okay, negative 6 square is 36 and 4 times 3 is 12 divided by 2. Okay, 36 take away 12 is 24. 6 plus minus root 24 divided by 2. What is root 24? 2 root 6. 6 plus minus 2 root 6 divided by 2. Okay, so we have to divide it by 2, both the terms. So x should be equals to 2 times 3 would be 6, plus minus 2 times 2 and 2 is cancelled out, just root 6. We have two solutions. 3 plus root 6 up to 2 decimal place. So here we have 2 decimal place, which is going to be round up 5.45, and 3 minus root 6. This is 2 decimal places over here, 0.55. These are the two solutions. Okay, now for the second part, calculate the shaded area. So for the shaded area, as you can see, area of a bigger rectangle subtract the area of a smaller one, because smaller one is not shaded. So the bigger rectangle area is this. Okay, and the smaller rectangle area is this. Let's do this. Shaded area of a bigger rectangle is 2x minus 3 into x plus 3. Subtract the smaller one, which is 3 into x minus 1. Okay, so when we do the product of these two, we got this equation or this equation. Let me rewrite this, which is 2x square plus 3x minus 9, and from here we have minus 3x plus 3. Negative times negative is positive. So 2x square, this 3x and minus 3x is cancelled out, and 3 take away 9, or 9 minus 3 would be minus 6. This would be the shaded area. This is a shaded area, but we can also use the x values, this x value or this x value, to get the two shaded areas. So when x is 2 into 5.45 square minus 6, or 2 into 0.55 square minus 6. Okay, so we have 2 into 5.45 square and minus 6. Yes, the shaded area is 53.41, or the other one is 2 into 0.55 square minus 6. This is negative 5.395. So as we know that area never be negative. So the only possible area for the shaded area is 53.4 unit square. Question number 21. The diagram shows a solid by joining a cone to a hemisphere. It's a cone and here is a hemisphere. The diameter of a cone is 14 centimeter. The diameter of a hemisphere is 14 centimeter. Hemisphere and the cone has the same diameter. The total height of a solid is 24 centimeters. Bar A, calculate the volume of a solid. Okay, in order to get the volume of this solid, basically we have to find the volume of a cone and the volume of hemisphere, and then we have to add them up. For this, we need the radius and we need the height, right? Okay, so as we know that the volume, the diameter of this cone and this hemisphere is 14. So what would be the radius? Radius is half of a diameter. So diameter divided by 2, 14 divided by 2, 2 times 7 is 14. So we can say the radius of this cone or the radius of this hemisphere is also 7. Okay, if it is 7, then from the center to the circumference of this hemisphere, this is also equals to 7. So if this length is 7, if this length is 7, what is that length? Because the total is 24, so 24 take away 7, 24 minus 7, this length is 17. Okay, now we have the length of the cone and we have the radius of the cone, we have the radius of hemisphere and the height of the hemisphere, right? Okay, so let's figure out the volume of a solid. Volume of a solid is volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. Okay, so the volume of a cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h, and volume of a hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, let me simplify this now. So it is 1 by 3 pi, the radius stays the same, which is 7 square. And what is the height of the cone? The height of the cone is 17. So this is 17 plus 2 by 3 pi, the radius of hemisphere is 7, its cube. Okay, so we have, let me, from both of the terms, we can take 1 by 3 common and we can take pi common. 1 by 3 pi is common. 7 times 7 is 49 times 17. And we have 2 times 7 cube over here. Okay. Further simplify, we can say 1/3 pi. And we have 29 times 17. 388, 833. And 2 times 7 cube is 686 plus 833. Okay, so 1/3 pi into 1519. Okay, times it by pi and divided by 3. 1591 cubic centimeter is the volume of that solid. Now for part B, show that the total surface area of a solid is this much, correct to the nearest integer. Alright, to calculate the total surface area of the solid, as you can see, the solid is made by joining a cone with the hemisphere. So the total surface area is basically the outer area, means we have to find the curved surface area of the cone and the curved surface area of the hemisphere, not this one, right? Because this is already joined, these two are joined, right? So the curved surface area of a cone we know, and the curved surface area of a hemisphere, that would be the total surface area. Let me write this down. The total surface area is, first of all, we have to write down the curved surface area of a cone, which is pi r l, plus the curved surface area of hemisphere, which is 2 pi r square. Okay, pi radius is 7, L is 17, L is, no, not L is 17. L is not 17, L is the slant height. Yeah, so if I can draw the cone over here, here is my L. This length is 7, this height is 17. We have to solve for L. So L is basically a square root of 7 square and 17 square. By using a Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square equals to sum of square of the other two legs of the triangle. So we have 7 square plus 17 square, and the square root of answer, this becomes 13 root 2. Okay, that is my L. Let me use this value for L. This is not 17. This is equals to 13 root 2. All right. Now we have 2 pi and the radius is 7 square. Okay. So again, taking pi common, we have 7 into 13 root 2. And here we have 2 into 49 because 7 square is 49. All right. Now we have times it by 7, which is 91 root 2. Pi is outside. 91 root 2 plus 2 times 49. This is 98 plus 91 root 2 and times it by pi. This becomes 12.178. We have to find the answer correct to the nearest integer. So this is 712 square centimeter. So this is proved. You can see this is exactly the same. Now for part C, a smaller solid is mathematically similar to this solid. Okay, the total surface area of a smaller solid is this much. The total surface area of this solid is that much. Calculate the total height of the smaller solid. Okay, so as we know that the total surface area of this solid is 712 and its height is 24, right? And the other side, the total surface area of the other solid is 242 and we have to find out its height for the smaller solid. This is for the smaller one, and I guess we can name it as a larger, right? We have to work on the height. We have given the areas. Okay, now we have to use a concept of similarity. Okay, recall the concepts of similarity. When the two shapes are mathematically similar, their ratios of areas is equals to the square of ratio of their heights or radius or lengths. Okay, so the ratios of their areas, we can say the total surface area of the smaller over the total surface area of larger. This is equals to the height of smaller over the height of larger and its square. Okay. Okay, now we have for the smaller one is 242. Larger one is 712. The smaller height we have to solve. The larger one is 24 and its whole square. Okay, to get rid of this square, taking a square root on both sides, we can cancel the square and the square root. I need to write down the 2 for the square root, sorry. Okay, now we can say 242 over 712. Okay, and the square root of answer is this much, 0.58299, and this is equals to HS over 24. So you have to just times it by 24. This term is times by 24. You will get the height of the smaller one, which is 13.99, or we round it to 14 centimeter is the height of the smaller solid. Question number 22, the diagram shows a triangular field ABC, A, B, and C. AB, BC, and angle ABC is given. Part A, fencing is needed for the parameter of the field. Okay, this is a parameter A, B, B, C, C, A. The fencing is needed. Okay, fencing is sold in a roll of length 20 meters. Keep this in mind. Calculate the number of rolls of fencing needed. First, we have to work on the parameter of the field. The parameter of a field is sum of all sides of the field. The sum of AB, the sum of B to C, the sum of C to A. We have AB, we have BC, but we don't have AC or CA. Let's work on this. Okay, so the two sides and the angle between them, applying law of cosine to get AC, right? Okay, so for law of cosine, okay, we have AC. We have to work on AC. So we can say AC, its square equals to 150 square plus 187 square minus 2 into 150 into 187 and cos of the angle between them, which is 112 degrees, right? Let me simplify this now. Cos, it is in degrees, 112 times 187 times 150 times negative 2. Add 187 square and add 150 square. This would be AC. And a square root. So AC is equals to 280.2 meters. Yes. This is 280.2 meters. Okay, so we have done with AC, right? Now to work on the parameter, we have the sum of all sides. Parameter is a sum of AB, BC, and CA. Okay, let's work on it. We have AC plus 150 plus 187. This is 617 centimeters. We can say 617.2 meters. Yes. Okay, now the fencing is sold in a roll of length 20 meters. So if one roll length is 20 meter, then how many rolls we need? So this is going to divide by 20. We need 31 rolls. So from here, 617 divided by 20, this is 30.85, or we need basically 31 rolls of fencing is needed. Part B, calculate the shortest distance from B to AC. Okay, so the shortest distance is always a perpendicular distance from B to AC. This is a perpendicular distance. This length we have to work on. This is the shortest distance, right? Okay. Now you can see it look like a right angle triangle. If I can draw it here, AB, and this the shortest distance. Okay, so this length is 150. We have to solve for this. It is a right angle. We have to work for this angle or this angle by using a trigonometric ratio because we have already one side. We can easily get the next side of the triangle. Okay, now since we have in part A, we have all the three sides and one angle. We can easily get this angle, or this angle is better. Yeah, not this one. This one is better. Okay, so how can I solve for this angle? Okay, so this angle and its front side, this angle and its front side. Let me apply a law of sine. Yeah, law of sine says, law of sine, it says sine of angle A divided by its side 187, sine of angle B 112 divided by its front side 280. We can easily get the angle A, right? Sine A over 187 equals to sine 112 over 280. Sine A would be sine 112 over 280 times 187. Okay, let me simplify this. It is in degrees, right? My calculator is in degrees. Sine 112 times 187 and divide 280. This is sine of A would be equals to this. So A would be sine inverse of 0.62. Sine inverse of answer 38.25. Yes, this angle is 38.3 degrees. So this angle is 38.3, or we can say 38.3 degrees. Okay, now this angle front and adjacent. Okay, so this is the opposite side of a right angle triangle. If we look at this angle, opposite and adjacent, so we have to use a ratio for tan ratio, trigonometric ratio of tangent. Tangent of this angle 38.2 is opposite over the adjacent, which is 150, right? So what is x? X is tangent of 38.2 times it by 150. So we can say tangent of answer times 150. This x is 118.3 meters. This would be the shortest distance from B to AC. Question number 23. Zara cycles a distance of 500 meters. Correct to the nearest 5 meters. Okay, this is in meters, this is in meters. So we have 5 by 2. What is 5 by 2? It's 2.5. Yeah, it's 2.5. So we have to add and subtract 2.5 and it says correct to the nearest upper and lower bounds. Okay, so 500 add up 2.5 and 500 subtract 2.5. 500 plus 2.5 is 502.5 and 500 minus 2.5 is 497.5. 497.5. This is the upper and the lower bound, right? Okay, that is the upper bound and that is the lower bound. Now the next statement says it takes this much seconds. Correct to the nearest 0.1 second. It means 0.1 by 2. 0.1 by 2 is 0.05. So we have to work with the upper and the lower bound again. Okay, 24.7 plus 0.05 and 24.7 minus 0.05. Okay, 24.7 plus 0.05, 24.75, 24.75, and for minus 24.65. Okay, again that is upper bound and this is the lower bound. Now the question says calculate the lower bound of our average speed. As we know that the speed equals to distance over time. Okay, this is the distance and this would be the time. Okay, so the lower bound of speed, what does it means with the lower bound of speed? So the speed lower bound, it means we have to work on distance lower bound and the time upper bound. Distance lower bound is this and the time upper bound is this. This is 497.5 over 24.75. 497.5 divide 24.75. 20.10 centimeter per second. Question number 24, express as a single fraction in its simplest form. So just cross multiply it. 5 with 4x minus 3, negative 2 with 2x plus 1 over 2x plus 1 and 4x minus 3. All right. So we have 5 times 4 is 20x, 5 times 3 is 15, minus 2 times 2 is 4x, minus 2 times 1 is 2, divides 2x plus 1 and 4x minus 3. Okay, so we have 20x and 4x. From 20 take away 4 is 16, 16x, and for minus 15 and minus 2 is minus 17 over 2x plus 1 and 4x minus 3. So 16x minus 17 over 2x plus 1 is the factor in the denominator and 4x minus 3. So this is a single fraction in its simplest form. So that was the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.